Salutations. This is Shecky, and we are at Traffic School Week 3. Nick, do you want to give me control of the screen here?
I suppose you would need that, wouldn't you? Let's see.
Yeah, let's do that. That'd be fun.
Okay. The hammer is yours, sir.
Show my screen. Here we go. Okay, and if you can hear me, and if you can see my screen, go ahead and type something into the chat box. Just let me know everything is okay. If you want to give me an idea of the quality too, say hey, it's great, it sucks, whatever. Just give us some indication of how the technology is working before we hit this record button. So I don't know that can I see that, Nick? I'm not sure that I can.
Thought you could, but yeah, you're good. Kate, Prue, Lodi, Jennifer, everybody says they can see you, hear you. It's working.
Okay, good. Well, if Prue can hear me all the way on the other side of the world, then I guess we're okay.
We're good.
That is awesome. All right, well, very good. Welcome. Kurt will be jumping in here in just a minute, but I just want to welcome everybody to Traffic School Week 3, Hitting the Gas Pedal. Tonight is a really, really important night in your evolution. This is where you are going to turn the corner on some very interesting things, and some of you are very much expecting this just based on the nature of the questions that we're seeing in the Facebook group. So, I just want to say, first of all, obviously I'm very proud of everybody and very excited about the nature of the questions that we're getting. And some of you are, I can tell, kind of chomping at the bit. Well, how do I do this? How do I, make money, et cetera, et cetera? And we're going to talk a lot about that tonight. Just a quick reminder that we are going to have a rockin' lunch and learn on Friday, because usually it's in week 3 and week 4 where we really start getting into the super juicy questions. So, you may want to leave at least an hour for Friday's lunch and learn, because we're anticipating, some deep dive into some case studies. So that's at noon Central our time. Please make the adjustments for your own time zone. But I want to put this up because it's really interesting to me, again, sometimes by the nature of the questions, is like watching how people evolve as they go through this. So we've seen, even just a couple of weeks, people starting to have, although it may not be apparent to you, it's very clear to us that there's some really interesting mind shifts going on with people, where some of you are really turning the corner and becoming entrepreneurs. And it's really exciting to see, because you're starting to, we just say test it, you go, oh, okay, well, now I get it, I'm going to go do this, 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 and this. And so, yes, although it's our job to help you and guide you, and we even use the word hand-holding, and that's fine, but it's really, really interesting to see that you are really starting to move into this area where you are creating your own future. So, congratulations to you for doing that. And tonight is all about show me the money. So this is where we kind of round that corner from, what I would call practice stuff and getting your feet wet and getting some likes and, getting some engagement and things like that, to really talking about where we spend most of our time in the agency and where, really all the money is made. And we're going to talk a lot about that. So Kurt is going to lay some pretty awesome wisdom on us tonight. We're going to talk about the money posts. We're going to talk about dark posts. We're going to talk about how to pre-sell by putting up stories. We're going to talk about calls to action and how to send the right traffic to your sales funnel and create congruency. I mean, there's some, and then of course we're going to do a pretty deep dive into the Power Editor too, so because that's where really the meat and potatoes of everything we do is in the Power Editor. So tonight is a crucial night, and I want to tell you that just be ready, because there's a great likelihood that you're probably going to want to watch the replay of tonight, maybe even more than once. So if you're here live, great, fantastic, welcome. If you're watching this as a replay, I'm going to encourage you that this is not the only time to watch this, but you may want to go through this a couple times because there's a lot of stuff to lay on you tonight. So, Kurt, are you on the line yet, my friend?
Yeah, I'm here. I was making a little bit of noise. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you excellently, if that's a word, and welcome.
I don't think that's a word, Shecky.
I can hear you very well. So, how's that?
That's good.
And Nick's here too, and welcome to Nick. So I'm happy to be here with you guys. And anyway, so Kurt, I'm just going to let you roll with this. The first thing we're going to talk about is money posts, and I know we've had a couple questions that come up about this, but maybe if you just take a few minutes and take the hammer. If you want to show your screen, that's fine. But tell us a little bit about exactly what money posts are. What are they? How do we create them? What's different?
Actually, if you don't mind, Shecky, I'm going to pull up my screen here in just a minute. But you do really well on money posts. So can you give everybody kind of a 10,000 foot view? Because I have a lot of stuff to cover tonight. Yeah. So sometimes you help me really explain it to be a lot more simple. So real quick, let's talk about money post. And again, I'll show my screen here in just a couple of minutes. But Shecky, overall, what is the idea of a money post for everyone else?
Well, as it relates to specifically the training in SMAG, where we talk about the 10-4-1 process, where we have 10 that are just kind of educational, 4 that are kind of soft sell. That money post is that one where it's actually okay to ask people to take a look at something commercial. And you've earned that right at that point. Oftentimes, and we're going to talk about a couple ways, oftentimes it comes as a result of a post on your fan page, but the post in many cases is edited to have a call to action on it. Now here's what I mean, because a lot of the conversation that's come up this week has been really about how do I get posts that are engaging. So I'll just give you like an example. In the health and wellness niche, which is a fairly common niche, one of the things that we see do really well is recipes. And I know that sounds like kind of boring, but they're really popular. Like, people really love recipes. So we'll see a situation where somebody posts a recipe and it gets passed around pretty well, okay? And what the advertiser will do at that point, what our student will do at that point, is once they see that they're getting good engagement from it, maybe they boosted a post and then still got even further engagement, is they will put a call to action at the bottom of that recipe. So if you, like for example, maybe it's an opt-in. If you want to see, 10 recipes that are, free, or here's your free recipe book, click here, then you're going to create a call to action and you're going to send people to that free opt-in right off of that boosted post of the recipe. So sometimes people always scratch their head, well, how do I really do this? Well, it's really actually pretty simple. In the environment of a fan page, which is what I'm talking about right now, just go ahead and think about a post that's doing well. How could you edit that post to create a congruent, and I mean congruent, something that relates to the subject matter of that post, a congruent message that would give people more value and an impetus to check your stuff out. So recipe is just one example. There's lots of other examples, but that is really what I would call best practice in the environment of a fan page. So hopefully that makes sense. Right, Kurt?
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what it is. So let's walk through this here real quick. A lot of people really confuse it. And remember, what Shecky and I are showing you more than anything else as I pull up Social Media Ad Genius. Nick, can you see the Social Media Ad Genius fan page okay?
Yep, yeah. You're good.
Okay, good. What we've been working on right now is drawing in likes, okay? And again, we start out really basic, and I was working on the presentation just literally a couple of minutes ago, and I'm like, man, we're already in the third week of this, and things are going to move really fast. Now, Shecky said, watch the replay. I've actually changed some things around, so we're going to scratch the surface of Power Editor today. But I used to train Power Editor with all these different bells and whistles, which they now have in the Ads Manager. So we're going to go from just foundation blocks tonight to really building the entire structure of what we're going to do for our ads. And then we're going to put it into hyperdrive really kind of towards the end of the presentation. And I'm telling you, this Friday is going to be pretty powerful. Next week's going to be really powerful. We have a ton of things to cover. So let's do a quick refresh. So overall what we do is we want to quantify likes, right? We want to run some split tests. We want to find out what pictures work. That's why we're always running our like campaign. So if I take a look, for instance, at like campaign I set up in this account right here. And Nick, like I said, if I cut in and out because I want to show my screen a lot tonight, you can send me a text. My phone's right here, by the way. Okay, so here's what I'm taking a look at. So I've gotten 400 likes here, 304 likes here, 101 likes. Okay, great. I got some quantifiable numbers. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pull each one of these into a new tab. So I'm clicking on Command, and then I have a Mac. I click on Command and then Open, or you can click on Control on a PC, and your mouse click on the link, and it opens up each individual campaign. All right, let's take a look at this. So these are my default campaigns. So right now, my control is 28 cents a like. I've gotten 240 likes at 28 cents a like. 240 likes, I mean, that's pretty predictable. So if I click on what do my ads look like, I can see all my ad information, right? 203 likes, 240 likes, 28 cents versus 33. Let's see what the difference is between here real quick. Just says, do you love social media marketing? Okay. So 231 clicks produced 203 page likes. I mean, what is that? I am not the fastest at math, but that's over 90%? Whoops, I did that wrong. So 203, that is my total page likes divided by my clicks, divided by 231. 87% of the people who click on my ad, they like it. That's awesome. 33 cents, 3.7% click-through rate. Great. All right. Now my goal is, now that I found out that this big ad right here can get me 33-cent page likes or 28-cent page likes, now I'm always going to try to beat this. I'm always going to let these ads run right here until I can find some place that will beat 33-cent page likes for 28-cent page likes. Really important. I'm always going to leave a control run. Now that I have between the two of these 440 likes, I know it's predictable to say, yeah, I can get likes for around 28 to 33 cents. We've proven it. There's a lot of numbers there, right? So let's look over at the next ones over here. Ooh, 26 cents on mobile. Well, 26 cents is lower than 33 and 28. Let's see how many let's take a look at my numbers here real quick. I'm going to click on the mobile. All right. So 254 page likes out of 280 clicks. That's great. Whoa, 5% click-through rate. Let's take a look at this ad. Okay, still that Facebook like that got denied on some of the others. Well, now I know that I can get a 5% click-through rate at 26 cents. Okay, this is just bringing likes to my page. You know what? I have now successfully beat my control. I have over 254 likes. This is quantifiable. Not just 5, not just 10. I've run this since the 14th. This is quantifiable. This is my new control. Great. So I can come over and turn off that campaign right there. All right. Let's take a look at the other one, 26 cents. Whoa, $1.19 page like. Well, what? Let me see. What did I do this for in the first place? I know I wanted to test stuff. Well, look, isn't this really interesting? Look at this. So let's look at my ads. Now these are all the different ads between my two ad sets. Actually, I'm going to go back to ad set and show you this a little differently. This is really, really important to understand. So I'm going to open this one in a new tab and open this one in a new tab. One for desktop, one for mobile, right? So watch this. If I go to this first one, we're only looking at desktop right here. Well, wait a minute. This doesn't make any sense. Why did Facebook only run this one for 21 likes at $1.19 page like? It didn't even run these other two images. Wait a minute. There must be something wrong with the report. Let's look at the 7th. No, that's 7 days. Wait a minute. Facebook didn't even run these two other ads. Isn't that weird? Now remember we talked about this before. Look, here are the images. Well, why didn't Facebook run these? I don't know. So what happens is we believe that Facebook believes that they know which image and copy to run with first. So I'm going to test this. It looks like I get $1.25 page likes. These other two, Facebook never even ran. Well, let's take a look at the other one, the other ad set. So remember we did this one for mobile? Let's take a look. Wait a minute, this is 48-cent page likes, 5% click-through rate, that's great. But Facebook didn't even run these other two. See, what we found overall, let me see if I can bring back up this slide here real quick. We were talking about this last week. So this would have been not the 8th. Sorry about that. There was one thing that I want to be able to show you. That is Trip School Week 1. All right, here we go. I believe it's in here. No, I'm not going to be able to find it right now. See, what happens is we've mentioned this before, is Facebook's only going to run typically their favorite ad, even though they haven't even tested the other ones yet. So you may have asked yourself, well, wait a minute, why didn't Facebook run these other two? It's a good question. You may have seen that in your same split test as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these two off. Facebook, obviously, for whatever reason, did not run them. So what I may do is I may create a whole create an ad set. Okay. Promote my page, social media ad genius. Just a moment to pull up. So remember, this is my existing campaign. Can I beat 27 cents? Okay. So yep, I'm going to run $5, run continuously. It's absolutely what I want. Now what I want to do is I want to go to browse library. So here's my image library. Here's what I've used recently. Now I'm going to use this image right here. That's it, because Facebook didn't run it before. Now I'm only going to run one image in this ad. So just to be clear, and this is what I was looking for before. So campaign, ad set, ads. This will bring it down for me. So what's basically happened here, whoops, is what Facebook has done, and I know this maybe looks a little blurry, is we've set up a campaign. We created an ad set, and then we put, not two, we put 3 ads in the ad set, and Facebook only ran one ad. Once I find my control, I will only run one ad per ad set. I am going to force Facebook to run, let's take this tab away. See, like right here, you see how I'm forcing Facebook to only run this one image? Well, that's what I'm going to do when I set up this new ad set. So see right here, I have 2 ad sets, right? And if I click on this ad set, right now, Facebook would run 3 images. I turned 2 of them off. Not that it matters because Facebook's not running it. But now what I want to do is I want to test this exact same copy. Do you love social media marketing for your business? Like us for tips. Okay? I want to be able to split test that image right here. So again, I would type in, I'm not going to do it just to save time. Do you love social media marketing for your business? Like us, I want to test this one image. What my goal is overall when I'm looking at all my campaigns, for instance, right here, I want to know, okay, this one's running for 68 cents. I'm just going to turn that off, period. I want to know that I can run a like campaign for $5 a day where I'm going to get predictable likes. This is going to give me predictable likes. I will test every once in a while for $5 a day just to see if I can beat my control. Okay? Well, what I've been able to do is I've been able to identify images and keywords that have been responsive in my ads. Awesome. That is literally the foundation, is to be able to start split testing for you to figure out what image, what copy works the best to get your likes. Your likes is your foundation, not only to bring over a new audience, but is the very basic way that we can start teaching you on how to split test ads. See, what happens is we start running the likes, really, so we quantify our audience, and what we do is we start having you post once a day or twice a day. For instance, what we have here, I'll back up, right? We got a little bit of humor. This is part of the 10-4-1. Here's part of the 4 because we're sharing an article. Tom liked this article. This is just a funny one, so that's part of the 10. Well, I have a webinar that's coming up on Thursday. So what I did, I clicked this little button right here, pin to the top. That pins my promotion, my money post. What I want to promote for the week, I'm going to pin that to the top. It'll last for 7 days. So when someone comes to my page, watch this. When I'm running a like campaign, someone will land, for example, if I use Social Media Ad Genius, and I go to incognito, which just it's not going to show that anybody's logged in. Watch this. That didn't work the way I wanted. That's fine. It's going to land right on the page. The very first post that people are going to see is my money post. My money post is me talking about register now for an upcoming webinar. Now, with this money post, you're going to see there's a link in here. I tell people what I'm going to do. There's a link in here. This is going to take people directly on over to an article that we wrote. Okay? This is our money post. We're selling our business here. Here we go. Here I'm talking about retargeting. I'm going to show you the fundamentals of doing retargeting tonight. Okay? I'm going to show you how to set the whole thing up. We used to train that in Power Manager or Power Editor. Now it's a little bit easier to train in Ads Manager. I'm going to walk you through that step by step. Okay, so that's my money post. Now what I'm going to do is I want to have a money post that I'm going to promote. Well, this obviously has too many words, right? I can't promote this post. And again, how do I double check? I can always hit save. Whoops. It's a small image. I'll click right here on the image, right click, save image as. I'm going to download that image. And all I have to do, Facebook image tool. And again, I know that some people were asking about this before. We can make sure that we post this link here as well too. But basically, all I'm going to do, and I already know because it's a pretty easy rule of thumb for us, but I think everybody can tell there's just too much text here, right? Yeah.
Kurt, that, just FYI, that link is already posted in the group, the grid tool check.
Perfect.
It's already in.
I thought I remember seeing it, but thank you for reminding me. So my money post is promoting my webinar. That's okay. I'm running likes to my page. So the very first thing that they're going to see is they're going to see this money post of what I have going on right now. Okay? Very, very, very important. Because now that I'm running likes to the campaign, now that I'm running my likes to the campaign, I know that for 31 cents, I can get people to see this week only. So this is how we start running traffic. Okay? So I know that I can get people to look at this right here and register. Well, I can't boost that post. So what do I want to do since I'm getting people engaged? I want to look at my insights. We reviewed this last week. I want to go to, I like to come down and take a look at pages to watch just to see if there's anything interesting. Inking Magazine had a lot of engagement this week. Wonder what those top posts were. Oh, wow, 5 Sharks wanted this piece. That's actually a very interesting, I saw that Shark Tank status. Let's put this to away. There we go. Okay, I like to take a look at that. But remember, the next thing I'm going to look at is I'm going to look at posts. And remember, my goal here is I'm going to do a boost post to keep everybody engaged. Whoa, what's this? Oh, sweet irony. Oh, well, that's pretty interesting. I got the job at Google, but when I shouted Yahoo, they fired me. That's pretty funny, but even if I change the text in here, I can't really make this a money post. I have my top post pinned, so my likes are going to see that. Great. I know I have regular traffic coming to that top pinned post on my page. Great. But I can't really boost this. I can't really change the language to help me with that webinar. So what I'm looking for is I want to boost a post, something that's had some good reach, right? That had good organic reach, but I couldn't promote it. Is changing your mindset. So the first step to success is changing your mindset. It's not going to help me much. Let's see here. What do I have? Timeline photos. Let's see. What does this say? A goal is a dream with a deadline. Napoleon Hill. Ooh, that's good. I like that. If I click on the image, I could add a description in here. And that could be want to realign your goals with your potential customers. Retargeting can, excuse me, retargeting can be highly useful with your online marketing and let me see. I'm going to tie in deadline. A goal is a dream with a deadline. Want to realign your goals with your potential customers? Retargeting can be highly useful when you give your potential customers a deadline. Learn more on our upcoming webinar. There we go. So what I've done is I found a post that worked. What my goal is I want to do a boost post once a week for a minimum of 3 days. Now that can be an article, that can be a 4, right? Some of the articles that I showed you before. But I'm promoting something this week. This week we're having a webinar, so I'm not just promoting a blog. I could change this to a blog title, but this may really work because I want to keep in front of my new likes. Remember, only 5% of them are going to see my engaging posts anyway. So I got to boost a post once a week. This post did pretty well, so I'm turning it into a money post that I want to boost because I know this could work well for an ad. Again, you can do a boost post. You want to do at least one boost post a week for 3 days for the main reason is getting your content in front of all of your new likes. Ideally, you would like your money post to lead to your website or lead to a sales page or lead to a call to action for people to check out next steps. So hang on, RAG, register now. There we go. And then I'm just going to put SMAG webinar. I don't have the link. I don't have time to look for the link right now. So that'd be SMAG webinar. Okay, done editing. All right, so now I know I can use this picture. I changed the copy. I know that's going to help, which is going to be great. Yep, copy looks great. Now I can do right here, I can do a boost post. Okay? Boost post for me, I want to do it to people who like my page and their friends. The budget, what I want to do is I'm going to do, I'll do $20. I'll do it over the course of 3 days. Okay? Facebook tells me out of all the people I could reach, I'm only going to reach 2,900. Okay, $20, I will check it out. So what's going to happen is, yep, I'm going to charge my card. I'm going to go ahead. Before I do this, by the way, once you hit the boost post right here, once you hit that button, you will no longer be able to edit the image. So before I do that, I'm going to come back. I'm going to go up to the top because this is where we're going to talk about retargeting. I'm going to grab this link right here. Scroll on down to the bottom. I'm going to grab this link. Copy link address. Always double check that it works. We've done lots of internet marketing, and lots of times, unfortunately, link does not work. Yep, link works. Oh, wrong tab. There we go. Oops. Sorry about that. Sometimes I get a little too click happy. Okay. Scroll back on down where I had that money post, which is right here. Timeline photo. Okay. Click on the image. Edit. There we go. I don't know. I've always done this. I always hit enter twice, put a little smiley face. The reason is you'll see in the picture, people can clearly click that link right there. Okay? All right, I'm going to turn this into a money post. Remember, every week you want to do a post for 3 days. And it's either to keep communicating with your new likes that you're getting in about a blog post, some kind of information to keep you, your face, and your brand in front of them. And then the next thing that you're going to do is, if you have something to promote, put in your call to action. It's going to be your money post, right? Now, just to be clear, getting likes is great. It quantifies your audience. Boosting a post, like what we're going to do right here, for example, right? Boost post. I'm not going to be able to edit it after this. I'm going to do $20. People who like it and their friends, keep it in front of them. That's great. We're going to do 3 days, or you can always change the number in here. I'm going to do 3 days, $30. Remember, I know I'm willing to pay $6 to $8 a lead, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and hit boost. All right. Facebook's going to check that out here in just a little bit. It is in review. Not a problem. Should be fine with the 20% rule. All right, great. So what I'm doing now is I'm keeping a post in front of people, and my next goal is I want people to look at my post, for instance, go over to my fan page. So just to be clear, we've gotten likes, quantified our audience. I've pinned a post to the top because I have something that's going on this week that I want all my likes to see. I've also gone into Audience Insights, and I've started to take a look at what post do I want to put in front of everybody else. Now, see, what I'm going to do is not only can I boost the post that I did down here below. Let me move on down. It should be right underneath this one. There we go. Okay. That one's $30 left. Great. Now, I want to boost this exact same post. So watch. I'm going to go to Campaigns, Create Ad, Boost Post, Social Media Ad Genius. Here's all my posts. So let's scroll down. Here's the post that I was talking about right here. Okay. Continue. Now, this is important. Social media ad genius page likes. I get 31-cent page likes, right? This is why we do this whole routine. Let's go to the next one. I'm going to open up this page like. Remember, I'm getting all these 20-cent likes for mobile. Let's click on mobile. What are my keywords? Let's open this up. Oops, targeting is underneath this right here. I'm going to enlarge it so everyone can see it. Okay. I've proven I can get 20-cent likes. I've proven a certain image and keywords, or interest targeting, whatever we want to call it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the keywords that are working the best with my best like campaign, and as I'm boosting this post, see, this is the campaign name. This is Boost Post. I'm going to put our glass webinar. Okay. United States, I'm going to pick my avatar's age, of course. So I'm going to do 35 to 55. Okay. All right. Now what I'm going to do is for my interest, I'm going to paste Social Media Manager. Let's go back here. You can actually highlight these. Now Facebook will not pick up the or. So I can highlight all these names, copy, advertise on Facebook right here, paste. See, they all paste right on in. There's an audience of 540,000 people. Same audience, right here, right? That actually has 650,000, so I'm leaving probably one out. That's all right. Okay. Yeah. Social Media Examiner. Social Media Examiner. Right there. Okay? For some reason, when you copy and paste, Facebook doesn't recognize that or, so it cuts off this last one. Not a big deal. All right. So now what's going to happen is, great, I got that. I'm going to scroll on down. I'm going to target the same thing that's getting me the best likes. Okay? I'm going to scroll on down, and I'm going to run this for, let's say I want to run a lifetime budget. I'm going to run this for $20, and I will run it for 3 days. So let's run it to the 30th. There we go. Well, now what I'm looking for is I got a couple of different options. Post engagement. Now, you did a boost post. Well, that's going to get in people's news feed. But do we want people to engage with the post? Do we want likes and comments? Well, if I have a great blog post, yeah. Right now, I just want people to register for the webinar. Well, what about impressions? That means how many times people will see it, or clicks. Do I want people just clicking on the post? Well, what I really want is I want my avatar to see this post. I want some social proof. So typically what I'm going to do is post page engagement. I want Facebook to go out and find me people out of this entire audience who will like, share, comment, and go to my webinar. This is my money boost post. Okay? So this is the ad set. So it's US 3555. I put target keywords because these are the proven keywords, right? Our glass webinar. It's my ad set. That's it. If I wanted to, I could test out mobile, desktop, right-hand side. I'm going to test all of them simultaneously. Place order. That's it. So, what I have done, just to be clear, I have taken my best post, my money post, and what I've done, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. I've taken my best post and my money post. Sorry, my dog's barking in the background. My girlfriend's feeding him now. We take our best post and we're doing it for 3 days for engagement to our fans and friends of fans. We just do that straight off the page. If I'm promoting something and I want people to engage with that exact same post, I'm going to take that post and I'm going to target it directly to the best keywords we're using, we're actually doing a dark post. This means that your Facebook post will start to show up in other people's news feeds who don't necessarily like your page. So if you really think about it, imagine this. What's happening is people are going to see this like campaign right here. At the same time, they're also going to see, which has already got approved, they're also going to see this post inside their news feed. This is really where my branding starts picking up. Okay? So they're getting call to actions. So remember, your like campaigns are proving out your audience. Always be looking to see where you can get cheaper likes. We're going to use that same audience to use for our boost post. What I like to refer to as a boost post goes to, from now going forward, just for our language together, a boost post is something that I want to inform my fans or friends of fans. A money post is something that I want to promote with a call to action, website, webinar, where I'm going to target people who don't like my page with the best keywords. Okay? Money post, call to action. Boost post, just really for branding and marketing. Now you can see, I'm going to just double check for some questions here real quick, because I'm going to dive into some pretty advanced stuff. But what you can see right now is, okay, here's how I qualify my audience. Here's how I see what they like to see. Here's how I boost a post to keep content in front of them. And then here's how I really boost a money post in front of the best audience. Now, just to double check, I want to see if there's any questions that anybody has here whatsoever.
Kurt, I just want to interject while you're looking at that, and I just want
Absolutely.
to say, great explanation, by the way, and I think it's really nice the way you took people through this sequence of, qualifying with likes so that we know who our best targets and keywords are going to be, and then following that with, and just the one thing that maybe you didn't explain was, well, you did explain it, but I want to just put the asterisks on it, dark post. And the only reason that Facebook uses that term dark post is because there's an assumption there that it's not visible to your fan page. So, if you think about the logic, you might have 500, 1,000, as you're getting going, 1,500 people on a fan page. In the old days, people would build up a whole bunch of fans on their page so that they were thinking that that's an audience that they were going to advertise to. But when you start looking at those numbers of people that you can advertise to that you've already proven the keywords out, why would you want to beat up those same 500 or 1,000 people? You don't. We're going to have a much bigger audience that we've now previously proven are responsive to our messaging, and that way we can really, really dial things in, keep it targeted, but keep it to a much bigger yet responsive audience.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Okay. Now, Shecky, you've seen us do a lot of crazy stuff inside the agency, and we talk about a lot of different students. I mean, I don't want to spend too much time on this because I have so much other stuff to cover, but this I cannot tell you enough. This is one of the critical foundation blocks that can really get people fast at getting to know ads really, really, really well. A lot of people just jump straight in onto ads, and they're like, okay, I'm going to run this to my website, but they don't understand the way the whole process works. If you're always running likes and you're always doing a boost post once a week and you always have something that you're promoting, even if it's every other week, you're going to start seeing your fan page pick up from 1,000 people to 3,000 to 5,000. And every time you start posting stuff, you're going to see a bigger and bigger reach, and this starts growing your email address or your email list as well too. So it doesn't happen right away, but you are dramatically, really we're 2 weeks from running this stuff, right? You're dramatically going to start seeing a big difference as this really starts to snowball.
Yeah.
So just some really good questions in here. Ellen has a question. What if engaging post is engaging, but since it's not released to my product industry, how can I make this a money post? Or should the information post be rehashed into a money post? It's up to you. Like I kind of walked through a couple of examples, which I probably answered your question is I walked through a couple of examples. Is I can't tie this in. This doesn't work. I can maybe tie this in. This would work. But remember, you're also branding too. So you have your likes, and you're keeping your brand in front of people. So you don't always have to be selling them something, but keeping your name, meaning like your fan page, in front of them with some tips can be a great help as well too. Rehashed or repurposed. Yep, I got you. Not a problem. Why do some Facebook gurus say never boost a post? I don't really know why other gurus would say that. Like, everybody else has kind of their own strategy. People say don't boost a post because it doesn't necessarily sell stuff for you. It's kind of like, let me give you a really good analogy.
I've got an analogy.
Here's the thing. You don't have to drink water. You don't ever have to drink water to live. Eventually, you'll die if you just drink soda. Not right away, but years down the road, it's going to do some damage. So what we do with people is we tell them, keep on qualifying your audience. Always be running likes, even if it's $5 a day. Always keep your marketing in front of people. You can be very versatile. I talk about it with Shecky and Nick and Zach in our agency all the time. I'm so amazed at so many of our clients or students that come in that they'll run ads for like 3 weeks. They'll get, let's just say, 100 leads, and then they stop. And then 3 months later, they come back and they say, I want to try this again. It didn't work last time. No, you stopped. You stopped your branding. You stopped being in front of people. Like, we've noticed we've gotten to a point where we can send out an email and do a boost post and literally get hundreds of people on a webinar. But that's because we never stopped sending information. So some people will say, yeah, never boost a post, but it's like drinking water. You really have to. This is all part of building momentum, building your branding. So anytime that you decide that you want to have an online event or a special, you don't get just 5 or 10 clicks. You get hundreds or thousands of predictable clicks. So, Shecky, I know you said that you had a quick analogy. I don't know if that explains it. I just wanted to be crystal clear. Did you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, no, it does explain it. I guess, in my mind, we always, a lot of our language, at least surrounding the marketing of Traffic School is, we use the car analogy. And, if you think about just like the gears on a car, if you're saying like you want to get a lot of clicks and registrations to a webinar and you haven't done this foundational stuff, it's like you want to go into 5th gear starting from 0 miles an hour. Well, it's really, really hard to do that, and the engine's going to stall when you do that. But if you go through 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th first, then by the time you get to 5th gear, everything is just humming along really smoothly, and the engine's running smoothly, and it's doing what you want it to do, and it's not chugging. And so I think the point that you're making there, Kurt, is that you've got to kind of keep some of that initial traction going so that when you get to the good stuff, you've already done some of that heavy lifting to make that later stuff easier.
It's the later stuff easier, but it's the required maintenance that everyone should be doing, not only to play well with Facebook, but to also make sure that we're continually building our branding. I think what's ridiculous is when entrepreneurs will spend money and then they'll stop, but they'll never go back to what they started. Meaning, if you continually are spending money building your audience, you're constantly engaged. You're constantly in conversation. It's like dating someone brand new, spending $10 on the first date, talking for 10 minutes, and then saying, hang on a second, I'll be right back, and never showing up again. It's almost impossible 3 days later to call that person and say, hey, I wanted to pick up, or we didn't really talk before, and just keep doing it. And I mean, Shecky's heard this before. People, and you may even be on this phone call as well, saying, well, actually, it was, I saw, Kurt, we opted in, then we saw this email, then we saw that, and then we saw this webinar, then we saw you do this. That's when we decided to be in Traffic School. So you want to keep this running. So I want to keep on moving too. I don't want to harp on it too much, but very, very, very important. And then Deborah asks, so this boost post that you're talking about only goes to your current followers. Yes. To get the language down straight, I'd like to do a boost post once a week for 3 days to keep my face on my content in front of my followers and my friends of friends. I know that Facebook organically isn't going to show it to a lot of my followers. If I'm running a boost post, I'm keeping at least my content in front of the people that have liked my page. So the boost post did not create an ad. Well, technically a boost post does create an ad, Jeff. So if we take a look at this, let me move. Whoops, you guys can't see this, only I can. Just a moment. See, what happens is when we did a boost post, right? When I hit the boost post button, it did create an ad. And so this ad, if I click on this, here's what it looks like. See, all it did is it's just going to, if I click on this, it will drop it here for the ad set. There we go. See, it's just going to put this post right here in front of people, right? And all it's targeting right now is United States 18 to 65 inside their news feed. It's just targeting my fans and their friends. That's it. Now if I go back, then I click on campaigns, it's creating a boost post, created it as an ad. And then right here, here's my post engagement, so I like to say my money post. This is where I targeted 35 to 55 for the keywords that were working best with my likes. So, should answer your question in there. Whoops. I have this presentation. Just a moment. You can't see where I'm tabbing, which is kind of interesting. All right. So, I have a question there. And all right, then you created an ad using everything the same. Yep. Boost Post puts this in likes and friends of likes news feeds. How's that different from just creating an ad? Well, basically what I'm doing is, Jeff, one of the things I'm doing, really good question, is I'm using social proof overall. So what's going to happen here is move these back down. All right. So what's going to happen here is I'm not able to boost this post here. We boosted one more. We boosted this post right here, right? So we boosted this to my fans and friends of fans. So it's going to get a bunch of likes and shares. And then I also targeted it to specific specific likes that are working. It's going to get me even more likes and shares. So the idea is the people that I'm targeting where I'm getting my best likes, all of a sudden they're seeing my like ads. They're seeing these boost posts with 20, 30, 40 different likes on it. People start to be attracted to what other people are attracted in sharing. So what I want to be able to do is I want to get my message that looks popular, and then I'm communicating it out in front of everybody as well too. That's different from an ad because it's not going to have all the comments, likes, and shares, and really help in my branding, and really helps with the social proof. Okay, so it looks like I've covered all the questions in here. I know we're at an hour, and I got some other stuff to cover, so I got to go on through this because we don't have tons of time with each other, and I got some homework for you to do as well too. Okay, now I am going to cut this a little short. I will make tomorrow some, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze here real quick, some Power Editor videos for you. What I did is I actually moved around some of the Power Editor training to go over custom audiences with you tonight and a couple of other things that we're going to start to work to implement, okay? So one of the things for homework for next week is obviously you're going to boost a post. You're going to keep on testing to find out your control. Always keep on trying to beat your control. Now, let's go into this. This is going to be pretty big because now we're going to tie everything together. So let me increase this. All right. So here's really where we hit the gas pedal. Now, a lot of you have already seen where you get lots of leads, right? People are like, how do you get so many leads in under $1? This person really knew their avatar. They knew exactly how to get like 5-cent likes. It just takes a while to test. That's the magic behind the screen. What our goal is for you is we want to be able to learn. Remember, the only two things that matter are how much does it cost me to get a lead or get a sale, and what is the average revenue per lead or per sale. So with this client in the fitness niche, we know on mobile, again, this is just split testing out the ads, we know on mobile that we can get a customer for $27 that buys a $97 product. This is where things really become predictable, but it starts off with likes, it starts off with boost posts, it starts to see, okay, and this is important, you get 6-cent engagement on your posts, but how many website clicks and how many leads? So if 50% of the people who click on your post click to your website, that means you're getting 12-cent clicks to your website. If for easy math, if half of those people opt in, now you're getting 24-cent leads. If even a quarter of those people opt in, you're getting 48-cent leads. See, I can start working with the math when we start saying, okay, what are you getting your likes for? Great. What's your post page engagement? How much is that? Great. How much is it costing to get people to your website? Sometimes it's cheaper to do a boost post. We don't know until we test, because so many people like and share it, more people click on your website. We may find that's cheaper, or we may find just running an ad is cheaper. This is why we're always testing. Our goal is to figure out how much does it cost to get a lead, how much is that lead worth to us. And then, of course, my favorite strategy, which I'm going to lay down just the foundation tonight and really start working through this process over the next 2 weeks. And this is how to get Facebook to do all the heavy lifting, where Facebook will target for me just for sales. And I show people this is 8 months later. This is a client that's still able to bring in sales for $48. The average revenue per sale is $75. And just in the month of January, for instance, or in 7 days, they got 5,000 clicks, but they got 986 opt-ins. See, people ask, they're like, Kurt, $300 a day, that's a lot of money. Not if you put in 300 and make 277 and you only lost $26. But overall for the last 7 days, because you're consistently spending money, because you know your numbers, this doesn't have to be you right now, I'm showing you what the possibilities are, but pretty soon what happens, you're running $10 a day, $30 a day, $50 a day, because you know $50 a day will get me, and I'm going to make this up, because you'll start knowing this with all your campaigns. $50 a day will get me 12 likes, 15 post-page engagements, 36 website clicks, 12 leads. So you start knowing exactly all of your numbers through your funnel, okay? Now the way that we're going to do this, and we're going to put this all together, and the way that we help decrease ad costs, because Facebook's going to literally do the hard work for you, is slide I wanted to leave in here, but basically everything I just talked about for the last hour is the foundation to everything what I'm about to show you right here. This is predictable and scalable traffic. Keep getting your likes, keep doing your money post, keep doing your boost post, okay? This next part that I'm going to start to show you, it's okay to watch through the recording. I'm going to help with some lunch and learn, but this is really where the magic starts to happen, okay? Now, a lot of people think that Facebook ads make them money. We all know that that's not necessarily true. We have to send people through a funnel. I'm sure a lot of you may have seen this presentation before, but this is super important because this is where it gets exciting. What I'm going to show you is the money is really where Facebook will do all the hard work to get people to go through your funnel. So what our goal is we want to be able to find out when people like our page or click on our boost post or click on our ad. They're going to go to our website, they're going to go to our lead page, they're going to go to our landing page, and then they're going to opt in or they're going to leave. We're going to get their email address. We want to follow up through email follow-up. This is our online funnel. Or we can follow up with retargeting ads, which we're going to talk about the foundation tonight. Our goal is we want to find out what are people doing going through our funnel. How much does it cost us? How much can I get a like for? How much can I get a post-page engagement for? How much can I get a website click for? How much can I get an opt-in for? How much is that opt-in worth to me over 7 days, 2 weeks, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months, and a year, right? That's the whole equation. If we can figure out how much it costs us to get a lead and how much money we make 24 hours, 7 days, 2 weeks, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months, and a year. 6 months and a year, of course, take a while to figure out. But you can literally plan a vacation where you can spend $20,000 on vacation. You know how much you're going to have to spend and how long it's going to take to make that money back when you really get good at your numbers. And that's what we're really showing you here. So, a conversion pixel, small little piece of code we're going to walk through, but we are going to put a conversion pixel on every spot your avatar is going to go to. So if they land on your website or your lead page, we're going to put a conversion pixel on that page. Once someone opts in on the thank you page, we're going to put a conversion pixel, a second one on that thank you page. I want to track everything that's happening. A conversion pixel will go on every goal page. I'm going to put a conversion pixel on, let's say I send someone an email and say, go check out my website. Like, go check out this specific article. I'm going to put a conversion pixel there. Every goal I have for my avatar on my website, I'm going to install a conversion pixel, this small little piece of code. Okay? I'm going to walk you how to do this, through how to do this here in a second. But everything that's a goal, right? I think of soccer, goal, like every micro commitment I want to track because Facebook's going to do the heavy lifting for me. But I have to make sure I set this up right. So we're going to start thinking, okay, we're getting some likes, we're getting some figure out where people are clicking on ads. Now I'm going to start looking at our website. Okay, where are we going to send people? Now, I know I've talked to Jeff about this and a couple of others. One website. For the next 2 weeks, you're going to send people to one website, one landing page, one webinar. I don't care what it is. We're not going to test 5 different offers. We're not going to test 5 different landing pages. We're not going to test 5 different, hey, I got this product for $2, and I have this, and I have that. We're going to get really specific, and we're only going to use one thing to opt in and to sell. Okay? Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to set up an audience pixel, custom audience. This is, I want to follow up with people. I'm going to follow up with email, but if someone goes to my landing page, right, fortune's in the follow-up, or if someone opts in, I want to follow up with them, or if someone's getting ready to buy, I want to follow up with them. This is going to take a little bit of strategy. I'll be answering questions on Lunch and Learn and inside the group. If you say, hey, Kurt, where do I want to follow up with people? We need to start thinking about what are the goals on our website we want to track. That's conversion pixels. Audience pixels. How do I want to follow up with people? Think of your avatar. Your avatar goes to your landing page. They don't opt in. What kind of conversation can we have to bring them back? Okay? These are things you're going to think on the funnel. I will show you how to have those conversations. Honestly, you may even just do a boost post to people who, and this is what we do, and this is what you'll start learning even next week, where you'll do a boost post, like I say, do a boost post once a week to your friends or your fans and friends of fans. You can also do a boost post to anyone who hasn't opted in to your landing page so they see your content on a regular basis. Okay? It's going to be very easy. See, I want to show different ads to people, what I call funnel targeting, depending where they're at in my funnel. I can show a blog post to people who didn't opt in but to see my brand. if someone does opt in, if I do get a lead, I can show them a special video or an ad that gives them more information. Remember, most people do not buy because they do not have enough information to buy, or they don't have an urgency on why to buy right now. Really important. Well, what about if people go to my sales page, they look like they're going to buy, they're going to register for my webinar, or they were going to register for my event, but they didn't. What ads can I show them? Maybe I show them a testimonial. Maybe it's a small video from me that I record to say, hey, I know you came to our, I like to call it a decision page, and I know you haven't taken advantage of our special yet. Or again, it could be a testimonial. So ideally, as we start thinking of what are our goal pages, Facebook starts to do all the hard work when we create lookalike audiences. Remember, we put a conversion pixel onto our landing page, so not only can we target traffic to our landing page, but we can create a lookalike audience. We can create a lookalike audience for opt-ins and a lookalike audience for buyers. This is where Facebook does all the hard work for us. Now, a lot of the hard work you've already done. You've created the page, you've created engaging content, you've started to advertise, and we're really getting into targeting and measure these last two steps we're going to focus on. You filled out all of your fan page. You filled out all of the information. That's great, Facebook compliant. We talked about why to post engaging content. Even though we know it's not going to get a lot of reach, we're playing in Facebook's game. We also know we want to be careful not to use headlines that just say, click here to find out more. We want to tell a little story because it's going to start to filter people through the process, right? Find out what images they like. We want to tell a little story. Now, I'm going to show you where you can start using some call to action buttons. This is really where Facebook is looking for you to tell your story and then have a shop now, book now, learn more. Actually, what's interesting, someone asked me this question the other day. I want to take a quick look. Fan pages are changing. Right here. Nick, I don't even know if you realize this, that we have this on our page yet. Some pages now have this where you can do this drop down, contact us, edit call to action. Look at this. Contact us goes to Social Media Ad Genius, book now, use app, play game, shop now, sign up, watch video. So now, right on your fan page, this is very, very, very new. Right here in your image, you can even have an image that has an arrow that points down, says click here to contact us. So what happens is, and people go directly over to your site, right? So all these little small actions and all these little small buttons that Facebook's using. So when you're driving likes over, not only do you see our first money post, but you can also see the contact us or watch video as well too. I mean, I'm telling you, there are lots of possibilities here. All right, so we do to tell story, right? Now, targeting on Facebook. 3 different types of targeting. This is where it gets exciting. Core audience. You've really already done this. We've just gone through this for targeting likes, right? So for instance, for targeting, we did boost post. So I just showed you how to do a boost post, where if you want to, you can click on your interest, and there's all these different interests, or of course, behaviors. Job roles, media, purchasing behaviors, they buy stuff online. All great targeting words to use. So by the way, when you find a control that's working and you see an image is working in a headline, then you're just going to change a couple of keywords or interests, what we like to call interest clusters, just to see if you can get a lower cost per like or higher click-through. Remember, do not change the headline, the photo, and the targeting at the same time. Your next split test may be to change the targeting a little bit. One of the greatest things you can do for your ads is to find multiple keywords that work for the same image and creative. Then what starts to happen, you realize that your audience starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger that you can target. Now, custom audience. We've talked about this just a little bit, But remember, your custom audiences is if you have an email address, if you have live events, if you can actually even purchase email addresses, for instance, for people who have purchased certain products. Now, what happens is you can take those email addresses, upload them into Facebook, where Facebook will match up those emails. Now, what happens is you can say, okay, I want to only advertise to these email addresses, or I want to make sure that these email addresses, my buyers, do not see these next type of ads because I want to have a special. I'm going to show you how to do that option. It's the same option that's going to help create lookalike audiences. Here's what this looks like. By the way, remember, you can use a custom audience to run ads to tell customers about a new product. Hey, everybody, this just came out. You can use custom audiences to leave out your customer list. You're not advertising to them, of course, lookalike audiences. So here's the type of targeting. This is in audiences. This used to be part of the training that we would teach only in Power Editor, but they're actually bridging the two. So I'm going to show you how to start this. I'm going to show you some of the important facts here, and then I'll record a little of Power Editor 101 videos for you to get started there. But what I just showed you, like where Facebook does all the work, that's where I want to focus on right now, because this is really just understanding this stuff and starting to implement it. It's going to make a huge difference. So let's look at audiences. Create audience. And then create audience. I have a custom audience, lookalike audience, or my target group. Remember, my saved target group would be what I created from Audience Insights. Now, what I'm going to be able to do here, create a custom audience, is I can either upload a customer list, emails or phone numbers, right? Upload a list, or I can copy and paste the information that I have in here. That's it. So anytime you have a live event, registering people, it's always great to have, or it could even be, by the way, you can upload files. I just saw this in another Facebook training I thought was great. You can even do this exact same thing if you have Outlook or Gmail or Twitter or Google+. If you Google it, there's a way that you can download your contacts. So if you've been participating on social media, or you have a client that's been participating on social media, again, Twitter, I'm not quite sure, I don't think YouTube lets you do it anymore. Google+, Gmail, or Outlook, you can Google, how do I download my contacts? It's a little bit more than from this training, but it's a way that you can upload all of your social contacts and retarget them. Website traffic. Now, this is inside audiences. This is retargeting. So when I click on audiences, I can target anybody who visited my website, or there's a drop-down. People who visited a specific page. Maybe they just landed on your opt-in but not your thank you. Or people visit specific pages but not others. They landed on your opt-in, but they did not land on your thank you page. As we start running traffic, right now you only really need one type of targeting. And what that basically is we want to retarget anybody who goes to your website. As we start running into week 4, I will show you how to split test this off. It doesn't matter until you at least have 300 or 400 people who have hit your landing page to retarget them. So for me to show you, run this ad if this person goes to this page, run this ad if this person goes to that page, if we're only spending $5 a day, that doesn't matter right now, because Facebook's not going to have a big enough target to retarget people. If you want to set up retargeting, just set it up for anyone who visits my website. Now, here are the last websites we put in. So we have Social Media Ad Genius, for example. Now, we can also target people in the last, I can target up to 180 days. So we can literally target people to say, anybody who went to my landing page in the last 5 days, show them this ad. Or we can say, anybody who's gone to my website in the last 180 days, show them this ad. Okay? This is just a little bit of planning that we got to work out. I'm not going to be able to cover that on this call right here. Is, you know, how many ads should Nick? I just wanted to make sure. It says I'm still on air. Something just happened with Java. Okay, I think I'm good.
Yeah, you're good.
Yep. Okay, I'm good. So I can show you the strategy of when should people see this ad or that. We just have to start sending some traffic. We have to set up a retargeting or an audience pixel on your landing page and a conversion pixel on your landing page and your thank you page. Okay, that's the only goals that we're looking for. Is this week it's going to be to do a boost post and to take your tracking code for an audience, put it on your opt-in, your landing page, and a second one on your thank you page. Same thing with your conversion pixel. I'll show you that here in just a second. Lookalike audience. Remember, a lookalike audience only starts to happen as you're building a fan page. So the reason I have you build likes, because you can build a lookalike audience from your fan page once you reach 1,000. Also, you can set up that custom audience or a tracking pixel so you can upload leads, or by sending people to your website. Notice I have not said, here's how you send traffic directly to your website yet. Because if I show you how to run likes in Boost Posts, that starts giving you the concept, then you place these pixels on your website, okay? And we have training videos that shows you where to put the pixels. It's in the header, and there's instructions as you're clicking the buttons in Facebook, okay? What happens is when I start to show you how to run ads to your website, now you're going to be able to track people to retarget them for specific ads later, and Facebook's going to start learning from your audience, so you can create lookalike audiences not only from your fan page, but from custom audiences and tracking pixels. Okay? Now, I don't really want to go through that. Here's what we've been working on. Okay? Is we've been working on promoted, out of our 7-step system, we've been working on promoted posts, dark posts, and advertorials. Now, funnel targeting and retargeting really is where the money's at, but we have to set everything up first. We have to make sure we're getting likes, that we're running our engagement, we're starting to do promoted posts, we're starting to run the dark post. The advertorials are really like what I pinned to the top of my fan page, right? It's really an advertisement for what we have going on, and I'm showing you the fundamentals of how to start placing the right codes for the funnel targeting and retargeting, okay? What Power Editor is going to do that I'm going to touch on later, Power Editor is really going to help you create more and more ads. But like I've told Shecky before, I don't like to show Power Editor until people are comfortable running some ads. The reason is because it's going to show you quickly how Power Editor is going to allow you to quickly duplicate ads fast and duplicate a lot of them. So that means if you have one small mistake, it's very easy to get a very big mistake out of hand. So we show you the basics, we work up to the basics, we start getting our funnels prepared to start sending traffic, because we want to make sure any traffic that we send is all going to be tracked. And remember, very, very, very important lesson for tonight. If we're going to spend $1 on traffic, likes, engagement, website clicks, leads, it's for a reason. People who only run advertisement just for leads, they can make some money, but their business is not long-term and sustainable, and that's why you're here. We want to show you how to run likes, boost post, do the engagement, run your ads. This is all one cycle. There's a cadence. Everything becomes predictable. You're running a business. This is a full-time business, not a one-time shot in the dark. I got to make $50, otherwise this isn't going to work. This will work as we're doing the right things consistently. A lot of you spent some really good time on your avatar. That really helps as you're starting to look for your likes, right? And you've already started to investigate, all right, what is this like inside the custom audiences? You're starting to see that engagement. Now, some people said, hey, I saw someone say this the other day, hey, I only have 50 likes. I'm not seeing much engagement yet. That's okay. We're just starting out. You will, as you start running some more likes, you'll start to see some engagement that starts to happen, but that's why we're always running our posts. Not everybody's going to see it right away. Not everybody's going to like or even comment on it right away. But this is a really great process for it to start working. As you're adding likes, again, it will really start to snowball. Now, what you're starting to find is what the thumb stoppers are, right? You see how this is all adding up together? Remember how we run that boost post and we do that, we change that from 1 day to 3 days? We're going to do that once a week. See, here's our promoted post. Remember, we talked about this before. Here's our promoted post now that we're getting it. You see how all this is tying in? And then we have our dark post. So if you saw my presentation before, it's an hour-long presentation that says, wouldn't it be amazing if you learned how to do all this? You're learning everything that we teach on our webinars step by step going through the process. See, and when we're setting up these advertorials, these are advertisements, really, that people already like that are proven online. So we're able to have these advertisements that look like they fit right in because since these ads are getting smaller inside Facebook, your ads are going to stand out because they're proven, right? And it really comes down to creating stories. We had some training on copy last week. Now it's writing stories. We're looking for micro commitments where people will click on your ad and want to find out more at that next page. That next page should tell them why they want to find out more by clicking through, entering their email information. We're creating a story. The next chapter is on the other page. The next chapter goes into the funnel, right? All we're asking people to do is take a small little step from our page to our landing page to the next step as well too. So on our Facebook funnel, we've really worked a lot this week on attention and attraction. Now we start working on the marketing. But before we can hit sales, raving fans, high tickets, we have to look at the funnel and make sure that your audience pixels and conversion pixels are set up, okay? This is where retargeting starts to happen, but only as we're running traffic. Remember, if you've seen this presentation, if you've seen our regular webinar before, Facebook optimization targeting, once you set up this audience pixel and the conversion pixel, Facebook starts doing all that heavy lifting for you, okay? So the conversion pixel, again, you're going to go into Ads Manager, click on Conversion Pixel. Everyone should have a website or landing page that you are sending traffic to. Now, most people here are going to have lead pages. Lead pages, very, very, very easy to use, and I'll show you literally with just 2 clicks where all of this information goes in. So I'm just going to log in right into our account. It'll take a minute for just to refresh. Yep. Okay, I'm going to go into my lead pages. Here's a webinar that I did. I'm just going to click on this. Whoops. Edit. I think Lead Pages is upgrading their servers, so it should be a little bit faster, but just a moment. Takes just a moment for the page to load. All right, so here we go. I know we're working on another webinar page, which is great. Lead page options here at the very top, okay? Whoops. Lead page options, tracking codes. That's it. You are going to take your audience pixels, audience, take just a second to pull up, there we go. Create an audience, custom audience, let's just say website traffic. Anyone who visit my web page in the last 100 days, great. This is going to be, I'm just going to put test for Kurt. Create audience. All of you are going to do this week, okay? Hit OK. Check a little check mark right here. Actions. View pixel. Scroll down, right click, or I'm going to copy this whole thing. Copy the code below and paste it in the head of your website code. If you have a WordPress, there's a plugin where you can do this, and Nick can answer those questions inside of the Facebook group. But right here, I'm going to copy this code, okay? I'm going to paste it right here, head tracking code. There's already code in here, so I don't want to mess that up. Paste that in there. Next. Okay. Ads Manager. Conversion tracking. All right. Create pixel. Choose category. I'm going to do one for key page view and one for leads. The leads goes on the thank you page. So key page view, landing page, I'm just going to put test, delete. Create pixel. This is my landing page. Copy. Paste in the same window. That's it. Paste. Done. Save. How do you make sure you did it right? Very easy. Hit publish. Remember this right here? Pixel Helper. I'll put this link in here so in case you don't have it, it's a Chrome extension. So Nick, I'm going to put this inside if you would like to share it. There we go. Post. Send to all. Okay. So now I know that when I look at my page and click this right here, one pixel found, custom audience, it loaded correctly. So when people talk about pixels and retargeting and this, I just want you to install conversion pixel and an audience pixel on your landing page and on your thank you page. So you have that's two separate conversion pixels, right? Because one conversion pixel is going to track your landing page. You have to create another one for your lead that goes on your thank you opt-in page. Okay, you name your pixel. And then you put that on your thank you opt-in page. We want to keep on testing and running your likes. We want to do a boost post. We want to boost a post to where you're targeting. And we want you to take a look at your funnel. And we want you to install the conversion tracking and audience pixels to your funnel, just the opt-in and the thank you opt-in to help get going. Because really what we're going to do is later is we are going to talk about, oops, let me turn this back on over here. Once you start to implant this, then I'm going to show you how to run ads to make all these pixels do all the hard work. Okay? So again, the conversion pixel, you're going to choose one of these options. Again, for this homework is just the landing page and leads. Our goal is we're going to start to know how much it costs us to get a key page view, i.e. landing page view, how much it costs us to get a lead, and how much it costs us to get a checkout. Okay? So our conversion pixels and our audience pixels are going to start telling us how much does it cost to get a key page view, because we can remarket to people who just went to our landing page. We can remarket to people who are just on our leads. And of course, we can remarket to people who already bought. So the audience pixel we've walked through and described. Now really what we're going to be able to do is eventually we will even show you that you can use just emails to send people not into a funnel, but even just one page, and start to retarget people as well too. It's kind of a whole different rule. I wanted to explain it more tonight, but I'm not going to. All I want you to do now is, again, landing page and thank you page to put an audience and a conversion pixel on each one of those pages. It's going to help us create separate ads for you as we're running traffic. So next steps for you, we're going to keep on testing out our light campaign. We're going to take a look at your sales funnel, place in the pixels I've mentioned before. Now the training is going to be found in level 1. You're going to have Power Editor Intro if you would like to look that over. Right now there's already a lot of work to do with your start likes, post page engagement, ad set, create a dark post image. We did that a little bit with the boost post. We're really going to get into that more next week of creating the specific ads inside of Power Editor. Now what we used to teach was inside of Power Editor you could create these custom audience and conversion pixels. Now that you can do them in the Ads Manager, we want to get all that set up, because when I show you how to start running the ads in the Power Editor, it's great, but the biggest, most powerful thing that you can do for your business are these conversion pixels. I mean, Shecky even worked with us before there were any such conversion pixels. So Shecky knows what it was like for the targeting before. So again, your next steps, look through level 2, get through your likes, keep on testing, and I just want to recap real quick. We're always testing, monitoring, reviewing, and approving. Someone asked the question, I misread it, Shecky picked it up, hey, what is the 20% ad rule? Or is it too much text to do this? Or try that. There's not really too much that you can do to get your account in trouble besides making just blatant claims of any kind, income or health related. But when in doubt, test and see what happens. So when in doubt, test and see what happens. If you think that it's critical, saying, I'm not really quite sure, then of course post it in the group. My main thing is I want to empower you to be able to have the information to say, I don't know about this, but I'm going to test it. I'm going to see what it looks like. Oh, okay, I know I can try to improve it. Don't try to rechange everything. You're just going to change one thing at a time. Then we're going to quantify our results, share our results, and we're going to monitor for changes. Remember, inside the Insiders Club, if you want to jump ahead, if you want to say, Kurt, how do these pixels work together, and I want to start retargeting, and what's your best script for retargeting? Some people are jumping ahead, which is fine. There's a lot of information in this very first post in the Insiders Club that can answer a lot of that, or there's a search function inside the Insiders Club. Everyone should have access to that there. Now, for us, we keep everything inside of our specific group that we are, everyone's chugging ahead, learning. So we've gone over a lot of stuff tonight, and I know I got a lot of questions in here. I'm going to jump in and answer these questions. Shecky, you've seen this presentation over and over. Typically this is when I jump into Power Editor, which I meant to get into a little bit, but we're already 90 minutes in. I think this is a good stopping point. I've really explained the conversion pixels and the audience pixels to get set up so no one has to spend any money that can't be reused in other places with retargeting. So Shecky, I'm pulling up the questions now. Do you have any comments or thoughts or questions as we're going through this?
Yeah, it's pretty cool that just to see this evolution over the last few months, because like you said, when I came on board, there really wasn't really a lot of this stuff available, and then it got sort of buried deep in the Power Editor. But this kind of stuff with, retargeting and custom audiences is, in my mind, it's getting to a point where it's not really optional. I mean, if you're going to be a real advertiser, this is just stuff that you have to know. And what's interesting about it is that we just see, and we talk to a lot of people, and we even see it in the Insiders Club, that there's just lots of people that are not going to do this or just too lazy or unwilling, and it's not really that hard, and it's finite. But one of the distinctions that I want to make, which I think is really cool, is, and most people maybe aren't really grasping this, Facebook, you have to look at those guys as like Big Brother. Like they are watching every move that every profile makes. So they write computer programs that essentially do modeling or profiling, as it were, right? So what's happening is their computers are building behavioral models around the behaviors of the individuals that have accounts on Facebook. So when you go out to them and ask them to build you a lookalike audience or a custom audience, they're using that technology. They're using that modeling. So think about this. When you've done that foundational work where you know pretty much where your targets and keywords and your peeps are hanging out, and then you've also done that foundational work where you start understanding the kinds of messaging, pictures, and headlines and stuff that they respond to. And then you will go ahead and marry it to that modeling algorithm that Facebook's giving you. That's an extremely powerful combination to be able to have all of that dialed in to advertise to. And so I hope that makes sense when I'm saying, because it's like if you're not doing this piece, the stuff that Kurt talked about tonight, you're missing really like half the boat. It's like you've done all this work to get to this point. Now it's like Kurt says, it's time to have Facebook do the heavy lifting. But even though we use terms like Facebook doing the heavy lifting, to an extent, it's both of us. It's the stuff that we've done ahead of time, married to this amazing technology, all this millions of dollars that Facebook has spent on computer programming to do all this behavioral modeling. And when you marry those two together, it's just an extremely powerful combination, and it can make your ad campaigns extremely successful.
That's it. It really is. And let me dive into the questions here too, because we got a lot of really interesting things here. So check this out. All right. So then you created. Yep, got that done. Okay. Speaking of revenue, if I run an ad in Ads Manager, where do I send people who click on the ad? What is the goal of my ad? So, if I run an ad in Ads Manager, where do I send people to click on the ad? So, the goal of the ad, that's a really good question, is, Deborah, I want to see your website. But the goal of your ad is to get people to come over to your website, or what would be on your website. So is it a video? Do you want them to register for classes? Are they signing up for a webinar? Are they downloading a coupon? Right? What do you want to direct people to see? So it may be a video about your business, or it may be a coupon or additional information about your business. So that would be one of the goals in there. And let me know if you have any questions there. Conversion pixel. When we do a boost post, if the post has a link to my web page, should there be a conversion pixel specifically for this web page? Seems like many conversion pixels will be set up. Or should I set up a shared conversion pixel for engaging posts that are boost and has a link to my website? Okay, great question. So your conversion pixel, it's going to set on your website. So you can run lots of different ads or a boost post or anything you want to. It's just going to go right to your landing page. So you just have one conversion pixel on your landing page. And you're going to have one audience pixel. Conversion is going to tell us how many people came to this page. Audience is going to allow us to remarket to those people. Should all be one pixel, just different data. Don't know why it works that way. So what we want to be able to do is, if you do a boost post, the pixel will see your information. I'll show you how to hook up your ads to the pixel later after you've run some boost posts. We want to get just a little bit of traffic over to the website first. So you don't need to share up a shared conversion pixel. Nope, just create one for each page. You're going to be great. When you created your audience pixel, you did not give it a URL. I always do. You don't have to create a URL. So, Jeff, if I go over, just to double check, here's my conversion pixel, but if I go back to audience, there we go. If I go to audience, and custom audience, website traffic. So people who visit specific page. I don't know if you were talking about naming it. You name the URL, Jeff. I wasn't kind of clear on that. When you created your audience pixel, you did not give it a URL. I'm not sure I'm clear with you, my friend. You have 4 pixels. Okay, that's good, Jeff. That's good. That's good. So yep, each time. Yep, you have a new code to put in, so that's good. Are we going to have a week 5 and 6? Remember, we have 30 days of support that goes through this 4 weeks. I may have like a bonus lunch and learn to help learn as well too. We just have a lot of information to go over, and Facebook's always changing on a regular basis. So I think we'll be. I'm confident we'll be able to get over all the information in 4 weeks. But like I was telling Shecky today, you never know when I might throw in a bonus lunch and learn to help just people to get over the transition as well too. But remember, we have 30 days inside of our Facebook group and 30 days inside a live class. Then we have 30 days outside of that, so 60 days total. Answer questions. I'll be answering in support, going along, answering in your strategy session as well too. So putting a conversion pixel on a WordPress site, not a lead pages, I have to put a plugin in first and then Google how to do it. I do have lead pages, but haven't used it. Not sure what to do now. Nicholas? Are you still there, sir?
Here.
I know you may have a step away.
I'm here.
Yep. What insight could you give about the WordPress to put on the pixels? I thought that there was a plugin, and I can't remember which puts it on site-wide.
So there is no one-size-fits-all. My suggestion would be look up plugins to add code to headers. I'm trying to think what the name is that we typically refer to people. Shoot, I can't remember. So here's the deal. There's a lot of themes that will allow you to do this through the theme, but all themes interact differently with WordPress, and because of that, not all plugins that you use will work. If you want, send me over. I don't remember who asked the question, but if you send me an email to nick@blackboxsocialmedia.com and just give me your WordPress login, I should be able to find the best way to do it for you.
That's it.
Yeah.
So perfect. Let's go to. I'll come right in here. Thank you, Nicholas. Deborah, I included a screenshot in the Facebook group. I'll go check that out in a second. Not a problem. Screenshots here. I had trouble figuring out what goal to choose. So let's take a look here real quick. All right. So question about setting up an ad. Actually sells a product. Great. When I go to the ads manager, I don't see an option for sending people to a landing page leading to a product. The closest thing I see is to take people to an offer. But when I tried that, I get a notice I don't have enough likes for that option. Yeah, you don't want to run an offer claim at all. To learn more, I had 5 likes, now around 250. What am I missing? It's a small product, $3 plus on Gumroad. Yeah, here's the thing is, you don't want an offer. What you want to run, Debbie, specifically is this. Advertise, so it'd come back, change campaign, oops, cancel. Let's go back here. So you want to send people to your website. Honestly, you don't ever want to have people get your offer. What you want to do is you want to send people to your website, like a specific website. So let's just say, I don't know, www.socialmediaadgenius.com, for example. Hit enter. I'll actually walk you guys through this real quick since I'm doing it. So socialmediaadgenius.com. Yep, there's the website, right? Change my campaign name. Custom audiences names. This is where I retarget people. Okay. Locations, age, language, you know how to do that. Interest, here's all my interest. Okay. Right here. What do I want? I want clicks to website, clicks where they're just going to click on anything. daily unique reach or impressions. Well, I want click to website. I want to send people to my website. Go to website, hide advanced options. There's my ad set name. Click, of course, my image, right? Now, actually, let's do this here real quick. Browse library. Just say I'm going to use this guy. Done. Close that out. Okay. Choose Facebook. Social media, Ad Genius, obviously. Enter my text. So headline would be, oh, come on. Headline would be social media ad genius. Good thing I can spell today. Shecky always loves that. Wow, good thing I got fat fingers. Social media ad genius. Find out how to run profitable and predictable ads. Find out how to run profitable and predictable ads on the largest social media network. Okay. Choose button. Learn more. Whatever I want to put on here. Right here's my button. Learn more. What's the description I want to have in the link feed? Right. This is great. Whoops. There we go. Okay. Let's go type that in right there. See? Here and here. Conversion pixel. All right. I want to find out who opted in, where we get leads at. Okay. So I want Facebook to track once we get leads. Thank you, leads. That's it. So what I'm doing is I'm telling Facebook, send people to my website. This is the training we'll really go over next week. Send people to my website. Use this little learn more button. See, here's the way it's going to work in my desktop. News feed. Right-hand column. Partner mobile apps. Okay. Now, just very quickly, at the end of the 4 weeks, what I'm going to show you how to do is once you have 100 opt-ins, once you have 100 people on your website, then, only then, we have to run website clicks first. Only then will I show you, all right, I'm going to show you how to optimize for website conversions, optimize for a landing page, optimize for to get leads. So www.socialmediaadgenius.com. There we go. All right. What do I want to track for my conversion pixel? I want to track the $297 signups. Okay. Great. I'm going to add that. Hit continue. Okay. Now, here's all my targeting I'm going to set up. All the same thing. Budget, schedule, all that stuff's the same. I have my images. And again, I'm going to select my fan page, headline, text, show my advanced options. What do I want to track for? Before we can run optimize for website conversions, we must make sure all of our pixels are placed first, number one. Number two, then I will show you how to run some boost post over to your website and start running a website campaign, a website click. Only after you get, I tell people it should be at least 100 opt-ins or 100 visitors to that pixel, then you can optimize for the pixel. So let's get everybody's pixels inserted first. It's going to be a huge, huge, huge help. And again, it's going to make sure we maximize our advertising dollars. So Jeff, you have 4 pixels. That's great. For the different pain points people have, and my URL designates, so that might be that. Okay. For WordPress, I just go to each page in the page settings and put it in the code section. You can definitely do that, Jeff. Absolutely. Would it be easier to use lead pages? A lot of times we think it's easier to use lead pages. That's why we use it, just because it's really quick to get up and running. Again, that is completely up to you. Thanks. What was the email again for Nick? Nick, if you could, or if you could just post it. Here's what I'd love to do. If you wouldn't mind just posting it in the Facebook group, the question, or what we can do is everyone else can learn from it. It can be searchable as well too. So if you wouldn't mind just posting the question inside the group, Nick will take it. Yes?
Kurt, they're gonna be sending me their login information, so we can't put that in the Facebook
I'm sorry.
group. So I'll just put it in here.
Okay. Thank you. When it says send people to the website, does that mean to a landing page? Yeah, to any website you want it to go to. It could go to wherever you want it. It can go website. It could be socialmedia@genius.com/contact us. Wherever I want someone to click on the ad, wherever I want to send them. It could be the contact us page, the about us page, whichever page you'd like to send them to. Basically, I guess my question is, what do we choose in order to send people to a landing page? Website clicks. That's it. Just choose website clicks, and you can put your website directly in there, and it'll send people directly over there for you. All right, so we spent a long time on here. We went over a lot of information. That's all the questions I have in here. Shecky, Nick, anything else you want to wrap up with? I'm sure people are going to have questions on Lunch and Learn app. Answer those along the way as well too.
Yeah, I
We
know,
went over
Kurt.
a lot of stuff here tonight.
Yeah, awesome, Kurt. I really appreciate it. I just been sort of editing the homework slide because we kind of customized things for this group tonight, which was great. You had alluded to putting together a little something on Power Editor. I know that there's a lot of videos in SMAG on Power Editor as well. So I'm just going to run down this list real quick and make sure that we're all on the same page as far as homework, okay? So, continue likes, boost posts, continue split testing, create and install audience and conversion pixels on landing page and opt-in thank you page, set up retargeting for people coming to your website, and then watch the Power Editor videos in SMAG.
Absolutely.
Okay, very good. That's all I got. I think we did. I know it was long, and I appreciate everybody's attention. And thanks, Kurt, for going slow and really, making sure people get this, because this is, there was lots to cover tonight. So really, really appreciate that. If you want to give me the screen, then I'll show this homework list, and we'll just talk about next week, and we'll wrap this up.
Yep, I made you presenter right now. Yeah, and there was one other last question. Oh, I think I just missed it.
Okay. You want to put it in the...
Yes. Before you run any traffic to your website, you always want to make sure that all of your conversion and audience pixels are installed first. Absolutely.
Yeah, so here's the homework screen that we talked about, and of course I will definitely post this in the student accountability homework checklist. I'll put it in there tomorrow and send out a link to everybody for that. And then just a reminder, next week, well, first of all, Friday, which we already know about, is going to be a pretty juicy Lunch and Learn. That's this Friday. And then our next lesson, week 4, is a week from tonight, Tuesday, February 3, and that is putting it into overdrive. That's when we really just kind of start getting everything to move fast and really start, having all this foundational stuff really start paying off. So that becomes really, really exciting. And that's about it. Just to wish everybody a fantastic night or late night or morning wherever you are in the world, and thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. We'll see you Friday. Keep up the great work, everybody.
See you next week, everybody. Appreciate